Hello, welcome to Monday the 20th stock analysis and stock recap. All right, beginning with Apple. Apple continued to go up, well, simply because it broke the middle line and then it just kept expanding itself in the Bollinger Bands. As you can see, the edges kept expanding, and then as the edge expands, the stock needs to keep reaching it and just keeps reaching it. That's why Apple's been going up. Also, it's above the moving average of 20. As long as Apple maintains itself over the moving average of 20 and does not break downwards towards the moving average of 40, we're chilling, right? Apple's just going to keep going up. It's going to keep expanding. And as you can see, Apple's just going to keep increasing. Like, there's no stopping Apple. You can keep buying calls. Next zone is going to go to, it's like, what, 192, right? It breaks 192. I see it at 194. Apple is just going to keep increasing as long as it's above the moving average of 20, right? The yellow line. As long as it's above the moving average of 20 and as long as the Bollinger Bands keep increasing. Because as the Bollinger Bands keep increasing, they also provide higher volatility. So this movement right here is paying way more than the movement right here, right? It's the same movement, like it's the same about like 3 points, right? But this movement right here is paying way more than this movement right here. Why? Because the Bollinger Bands are expanded fully. That means volatility is much greater, and when volatility is much greater, the stock pays amazing, especially in contracts. Well, in contracts, the stock pays amazing. Stocks don't matter, but volatility matters a lot in contracts. And since the volatility is so big, contracts are paying incredibly well with Apple, and it's just gonna keep increasing. It's gonna keep going up. So tomorrow, when you see it, just buy a call. It's gonna keep increasing as long as Apple maintains itself over the average of 20, and the Bollinger Bands keep like increasing, right? As you can see, the edge just keeps increasing. It was right here, the edge, and it started increasing like this, and the stock needs to keep reaching the edge, right? It just needs to keep reaching the edge. As long as it keeps doing that, it's just gonna keep going up. That's the motto with Apple right now, right? Moving on to Microsoft. Microsoft, same thing. It's above the moving average of 20, as you can see. And this is what happens when the stock breaks the moving average of 20, right? It goes to the moving average of 40. This is exactly what happened, right? So this is why I'm saying as long as it's above the moving average of 20, it's just going to keep going up. But if it breaks the moving average of 20, then you have to buy a put to the moving average of 40 or just stop operating the stock upwards. Why? Because this is what happens. It breaks the moving average of 20 and then it reaches the moving average of 40. That was like a, 3-point drop, right? And thankfully, it went up again, right? Now that it's above the moving average 20 and the edge just keeps increasing, because look, when a stock breaks the middle line of the Bollinger Bands, it has to reach the edge, right? I've explained this a lot in all my videos. And it has to reach the edge, right? But if the edge keeps expanding, right? If the Bollinger Band's edge keeps expanding, then the stock just has to continuously reach the edge again and again and again and again and again. It's sort of like, I've said this again, a cat following a mouse, right? It reaches the mouse runs again. Like Tom and Jerry. It reaches the mouse runs again. Reaches the mouse runs again. Reaches the mouse runs again, right? Every time the mouse keeps running, the cat needs to keep chasing. That's what's happening with the stock. The stock is the cat and the edge is the mouse. It just keeps chasing it. And since the mouse is over here now, guess where the stock is going? To chase the mouse all the way over here. And as long as it's over the moving average of 20, then it's perfect. The moving average 20 is basically like its motivation. Does it have the motivation to keep chasing the mouse? It's above the moving average 20? Yes, it does, right? As long as it's above the moving average 20, we are fine, and just keep buying calls at Microsoft and previously Apple, right? Just keep buying calls of them. All right, next one we're going to be analyzing is SPY. SPY, same exact analysis, right? Just keep buying calls because it's above the moving average of 20, right? And the edge just keeps expanding. It was expanding here, now it's expanding there, right? Like right here was expanding, now it's expanding here, right? So it just keeps expanding, going up and up and up and up and up. Just keep buying calls. You are perfectly fine just the way it is, right? Next zone is 454. After that, it's going to keep going to like 456. That's where I see it right now. I just see SPY going to 456.14 right? Perfect zone. Just keep buying calls, right? This is exactly what the strategy is saying. Strategy has been saying this for a while. So if you have been following and paying attention since the first recap that we started, we have been right every single time, right? Just keep buying calls as long as it's above the moving average of 20. All right, next stock we're going to be analyzing is NVIDIA. All right, let's check out NVIDIA, how it is. NVIDIA and AMD, let's check it out. All right, NVIDIA, AMD, same exact thing, above the moving average of 20. It's just going to keep increasing. As long as it is above the moving average of 20, just keep buying calls, right? Just keep buying calls. It's perfectly fine. And the edge just keeps increasing, so it just has to keep going up and up and up and up. It's absolutely marvelous. This is literally a bull run. It is this week, this whole week for the holidays has been a bull run. Also, NVIDIA has earnings, right? NVIDIA has earnings very close, right? Like the time is approximating towards earnings, especially for NVIDIA. And usually NVIDIA likes to increase a lot before earnings, right? It likes to increase a lot before earnings. And that's exactly what it's doing now, right? This is what's happening before earnings. Just keep increasing. After earnings, we have to see if it's above the moving average 20, if it's below the moving average 20, or if it's even below the moving average of 40. Like after earnings, it could very well pop up at 485, and then we could see a whole new trend downward to about 451, about a 30-point put, right? And vice versa, we could see it pop out at 530 because earnings are 50-50, right? You can never analyze an earning. Earnings are 50-50. And so this is what's happening with NVIDIA. It just keeps increasing prior to earnings, and it has all the analysis to do so, right? Above the moving average of 20, right? So it has nothing competing against it. And the Bollinger Bands, the edge just keeps increasing, right? It broke the middle line, so it has to keep reaching the edge, and the edge just keeps increasing and going away. And now it just keeps chasing it, right? This whole week has been beautiful for NVIDIA, and it's going to keep going like that. By whole week, it is Monday. I meant last week. This is what I mean, last week. That last week, beautiful for NVIDIA. This week is going with the same trend as long as it's above the moving average of 20, right? And we just have to see when it has earnings, right? Earnings really are going to define what's going to happen with NVIDIA this week and moving forward, right? For at least like 2 weeks to a month. Earnings really are important for NVIDIA right now. All right, AMD. AMD usually follows NVIDIA because they are both microchip companies, of course. So AMD has a zone of 122.10. Oh, guys, remember to please like and subscribe, and in the comment section, leave me any stocks you want me to analyze, any stock tips you want me to teach, or any teachings, anything you want in depth, any video ideas, anything. Just leave it in the comment. I accept all positive feedback, and I'm very thankful for you watching this video and learning. All right, so with AMD has to reach a 122.10, right? It's the zone. Not just that, same thing with literally all the stocks we've analyzed today: Apple, SPY, Microsoft, NVIDIA, AMD. They all have the same formation, right? They all have the same formation. Bollinger Bands kept increasing incredibly, and they're going to keep increasing incredibly. And what's happening is the edge just keeps increasing, and the stock just has to reach it, right? Same thing here. It's above the average 20. It's going to keep going up, right? All right, next stock we are going to be analyzing are Amazon and Google. All right, Amazon and Google, same exact thing. I'm not going to waste too much time here. Just the zone, it is for 147. For those of you that don't know zone, basically zone is where a stock was previously. Like, for example, right, this stock, for some reason, went up here and for some reason stopped. Like, abruptly just stopped, right? Like, literally, it kept going up and up and up and up, right? And then it goes up to here, and then it just stops. That's the zone. Why did it stop? Because it is a price target for many hedge funds and just funds in general. Like a lot of these funds have price targets. Bada bing, bada boom. This is a price target. How do we know this? Well, because they just kept increasing and abruptly just stopped, and then it went downwards, and then it was going up, right? It was going up, and then boom, stopped at the same exact price target. What does that mean? It's a price target for most hedge funds. It is a zone, and now usually people are going to sell there. That's why it's a zone, and that's why it's headed over there to 147.10, right? And it has all the analysis to do so, all the backup analysis to do so. Broke the middle line, so it's going to the edge, and the edge just keeps increasing, and it just keeps chasing it, and then it's above the moving average of 20. So, yeah, perfect scenario for it. Google, same exact thing, right? Has the perfect moving average to reach, right? The perfect edge to reach, right? It broke the middle line, so it's going to go into the edge, and the edge is at 139, right? So Google just has to go there. It's just going to keep increasing beautifully, absolutely beautifully, and it's above the moving average of 20 again, beautifully. I very well see it at 138.75 by this week, as long as it's above the moving average of 20, and everything keeps going according to plan, right? All right, next stock we're going to be analyzing is Netflix, Coin, and Video. Netflix, absolutely phenomenal. It keeps increasing, and the edge just keeps increasing, right? So he just has to keep chasing the edge, and it's above the moving average of 20. So it's perfect. Literally, what's happening to every stock right now, and its zone is at 480. So I see Netflix. If it keeps being above the moving average of 20 and the edge just keeps increasing. By the way, you can find this out like every morning, right? You log on at 9:30, and at 9:30, if the stock is above the moving average of 20, guess what? It's a call day. You just buy calls, right? And that's exactly what's going to happen tomorrow. If it's above the moving average of 20, you wake up, eyes open. It's above the moving average of 20. It's going to go to 480, right? It's going to go to 480. That's just the analysis. It's pure analysis. It's just that. And then right here in Bollinger Bands, it just keeps increasing. Like, this is what happened with Netflix, right? I bought it over here at 398, and then I just wrote it out. The edge just kept increasing. I wrote it out, right? And then guess what happened? The edge stopped right here, right? And if this would have been a red candle, downwards to 427, absolute incredible pull, right? Because it stopped. But guess what? It was a green candle, expanded the Bollinger Bands again, and now we're going on the same trend. We're going on the same exact trend. And literally, it went from 400 to about 450. So it was about a 15-point call. Same thing is happening again. Same exact thing is happening again, right? It's absolutely incredible what's happening with Netflix. As long as it maintains itself with the moving average of 20 and the edge just keeps increasing, we are incredible, right? With calls and profits. Just keep buying calls, right? All right. Coin and Meta. Coin is Coinbase, by the way. You can see like all the company names like over here. Like as you can see, Netflix. Netflix. You know what I mean? You can see every name under. But anyways, Coin, same exact thing. It's just going to keep increasing phenomenally, like absolutely incredible, It's exuberant. Nice words. Anyways, moving average of 20. It's above the moving average of 20. And, it's above the moving average of 20. The edge just keeps increasing, so it's just going to keep going up and 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 up. And Coin just looks absolutely amazing. And its next zone, guess where it is? 110, 111. All right, I'm just put it at 110, just to be safe. All right, 110. Right. Yeah, 110.7 is its next zone. Absolutely incredible movements by Coin. That's where I see it next, and it's absolutely phenomenal, right? All right, next zone. Next stock is Meta, right? Let's just do Meta and IWM. All right, IWM, Meta, it's at an all-time high right now, which is absolutely incredible, right? And it's above the moving average 20. It just keeps increasing. It's just going to keep going up. Literally every stock we've analyzed today is going up. I'm gonna put some stocks that are puts though right now. QQQ, same thing as SPY. QQQ is literally like a reflection of SPY, so don't really worry about it. And then IWM is the perfect zone of 181.17, right? It's moving average 20. The edge just keeps increasing. It's gonna reach 181.17 sooner or later, and it's absolutely phenomenal. Now let's just check BABA real quick. So BABA is literally the opposite of what's happening with every stock right now. I literally told you guys it was like at 80 or something, and then I told you it was gonna keep going down. Why? Because the edge just keeps increasing but downwards. So it's like literally the opposite is happening to stocks, right? It's truly crazy, but it's not gonna be a put because guess what? It broke the moving average of 20 upwards, and guess where it might be headed? To the moving average of 40, which is above to like 80. So yeah, Baba puts, get out of there. All right, and that's about it. Perfect recap. It was pretty quick, pretty decisive. Most stocks are moving the same, so it's pretty easy. Uh, XBV, if you guys operate, I don't know if you guys operate this. I just went to some Chinese stocks, just to bring diversity to the club. And the same exact thing. It's when we average 20. It just keeps increasing. It's just gonna keep going up, right? But Chinese stocks are really weird, so I wouldn't recommend operating them too much, because like pop, 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 pop. Your Chinese stocks. And yeah. Hope you guys enjoy. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and leave any positive feedback, any tips, any stocks you want to analyze, anything. Just leave it in the comment section. I do read them. I do comment back. And thank you for everything, and thank you for your time, which is the most important thing in your lives probably, right? Thank you for your time.